back with a poor shooting performance from three, as well as, Milwaukee had 14 steals. The Lakers had a ton of turnovers, but they were right there in the game, but it just wasn't theirs from the beginning. Milwaukee had too much energy, shot the ball very well from three. The deficit was just tough to come back on the road.
Yeah, road life is tough, and at the end of a road trip, as a player, you underestimate the importance of really practicing and taking your body through those game-like situations. And so when you're out on the road, Lakers a veteran team, practice time being limited, guys in and out of the lineup due to injuries, AD out, no shoot-arounds to try to get rest for guys because you're shorthanded. It's just hard to then go out there and turn it on and be able to move at that game speed. Milwaukee was able to do it, and they had a better energy about them right from the start.
Yeah, and you saw it.
Yeah, Lakers 3-2 on this road trip. And any other year in the last several years, you say, that's pretty successful. But this has a little bit of a weird taste because if AD plays in Indiana, they win that game. If they get better bench support tonight, they have a chance at winning this game. So a good trip, 3-2, not bad, but just a few little things missing. They've got to get some bench offense going. Too many guys. I think the bench guys combined for 74 minutes tonight to get only 4 points out of that. Not enough production.
And that was 4 points in the first half.
Yeah, scored the second half.
Great point. Fish, sometimes as a coach, you'll have a loss like this, and you never want to lose, but you will say to your staff and maybe your team, I like seeing this, and now we can look where we need to get better. They exploited this. They exploited that. We looked weak here. And it's just a game in December, but it makes you take a look at certain things, correct? Is this one of those things?
For sure. The coaches are always looking at the things that the team needs to improve in, they need to tighten up on. Oftentimes, it's hard to get that message through to the players when you're winning consistently. They hear it differently. After a couple of losses, human nature allows you to be more receptive. You're a little bit more humble. You've been pushed back a little bit. Now they'll hear things from the coaching staff a little differently over the next couple of days as they prepare to get back home and get themselves back on the winning track.
Guys, let's talk Giannis, the reigning MVP. You got to give him a lot of credit. He just had that look tonight, big game. Like this game mattered, and this matchup mattered a lot. Career high 5 threes, and when he's pulling up and hitting those threes,
yeah, he was.
It's impossible to stop.
You could tell he was excited.
34-11 in the
and anticipated, this matchup against the West Coast best team, similar record, AD. So, yeah, he's young, he's energetic, he still has a lot to prove in his mind. After winning MVP last year, he wants to go on and win for Milwaukee. So, right out of the chute, man, you could see he was on fire with energy. I mean, as far as energy is concerned, he had about 80% more energy than anybody on the floor. And the rest of his teammates just picked up on that. And, from that point, they just created a deficit for the Lakers that was difficult to come back on.
Yeah, as you can see, this is not really Giannis's game, drilling threes like he's Kyle Korver in his heyday. I mean, that's something we don't really see from him. Anytime it's a career night for the opponent and the MVP, it happens to be that guy. That's trouble for your team. Lakers, no real rest for the weary. I mean, they have a few days off. They have Denver at Staples on Sunday. And a couple days after that, Clippers, Lakers on Christmas. And then the Lakers go to Portland. So they can't say, all right, good, we got a home game against a team that's struggling. That's not really going to happen. So they do have a few days off. It's good they can collect themselves after, seems like they've been on the road for weeks, guys. I mean, it's been a long, strange trip, but 3-2 it is.
Back to Giannis and just what you saw from him tonight, like as you've watched him, Fish, coached against him, and just the way his game seemed, and LeBron said this yesterday, he's growing each year.
Yeah.
And he's becoming better each year.
Yeah, no, it's we did the rank 'em segment earlier, and it's why just a little bit I felt like he had the edge still as the reigning MVP. The motor that he plays with, and we're shocked to see LeBron still have the motor he has at this point in his career. AD obviously plays at a high level every night, but this young man right here, he's a guy that hasn't had his opportunity to eat at the table yet. He hasn't sat down with
He's at the kids' table.
the greatest of all time.
Come over here.
And that hunger and that passion, like James mentioned earlier, like he wanted to show tonight on the big stage in front of everybody in the world.
It meant more to him, for sure.
That I'm just as good as these guys. I look up to LeBron. I respect LeBron. I respect AD. He's a humble guy. But he went out there to prove that he feels like he's the best player on the court, and he was able to lead his team to victory.
If this is the first game of the trip, there might have been a different outcome. You just don't know. The Lakers,
different energy for sure, right?
Different
to start
energy.
At least.
Yeah, it seemed like the Lakers were a step slow in that first quarter, maybe even the first half. The Bucks had 10 threes in that first half, really put the Lakers in that deficit, and they just never quite recovered. They made it close, made it interesting, but fifth game of the trip, if it was the first game, maybe it's a little bit different outcome.
There's something to be said about a player when he realizes that he's good and that he can't be stopped. He spent the first 5 years being humble, deferring a lot, figuring out the game, watching these other elite players. This year, he's like, no.
I'm the guy.
I'm that guy, And so you can see that confidence. He's playing with a different type of spirit. And it's hard to stop when he's in that mode.
James, even his interactions after he hit threes.
Yeah.
Or got the follow-up dunk off the rebound. Things the way he's looking at AD and what he said.
He's not
talking
afraid to express himself and have fun doing it.
He's a special
Good
talent, man. He's a special talent. He called LeBron an alien. He's one, too. Yeah. By the way, does Fish know I invented Rankum?
No.
Yeah. Made up that game.
Skeeter's game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We get a lot of play out of it during the summer.
I knew you had something up there.
Yeah, appreciate that. My only idea it's ever worked, but got to pat that. I know the producers like to take credit for the game, but it's mine. All right, let's get you to the highlights. Chris Middleton pulls up deep. I'm already giving the highlights. Well, let's just, where are we? There we go.
Danny Green.
Nice play to start the game. Lakers tried to start the game with this a couple games ago. Good execution. Danny Green for the corner three.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Giannis.
Who needs it, Brez? 7-5, I know that.
Yeah. AD and LeBron, they didn't score for a while in this game. They didn't score a bucket anyway.
This is the one right here, Giannis.
But that was just, outworking the Lakers right there. He came from outside, around a player, no box out to get that. The energy was just there.
Yeah, and this is what I mean, too, by the lack of practice and shooting around time. Sometimes when you're preparing, Milwaukee just a little sharper. And even though the Lakers are right there, the game is basically tied, at this point in the first quarter. But you could tell Milwaukee's energy level was just a little higher.
Yeah, they got AD attacking the baseline there, going for the big dunk over the Bucks. This time, AD fakes Giannis, drives for the floater.
Pretty sure that was AD's first bucket. So you're talking 45 seconds left in the first quarter. He hadn't scored yet. He'd scored plenty. He finished at, 36?
Yeah.
But just a little bit of a slow start for him. Maybe trying to test out that ankle.
There's a mismatch right there, Brez, and Rondo gets switched onto him, and that's an easy lay-in.
Yeah, Giannis just kind of bodies into him. He's got a long reach.
And they started the quarter 6-0. And that's what got them up to a 12-point lead. Vogel calls timeout.
Yep.
This time LeBron's going to isolate Brook Lopez. First field goal in the second quarter for him. Remember, LeBron and AD were 1 for 11 after the first quarter. And then Brez, here's Giannis from deep, and when he's hitting those, it's real tough for
I don't even know
defense.
who this guy is. I mean, that one was 28, 29 feet. He drained it like it was a little drive down the lane.